Have you ever had the feeling that no matter how many showers you take or how often you freshen up, there's a smell that just lingers? Could be something like urine, and it's more common than you might think, especially if you're over 60. A lot of women deal with this issue, often without realizing that it's tied to small habits we unknowingly adopt over time. But don't worry, you're not alone in this, and there's no reason to feel embarrassed about it. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 7 everyday habits that could be affecting your hygiene and confidence. By the end of it, you'll have simple, doctor-approved solutions to help you feel fresh, comfortable, and confident in your daily life. Trust me, these tips will make you wish you'd known them earlier. Before we get into it, I'd love to know from which city you're watching from. Drop in the comments I love to see where our community reaches. And if you find this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Your support means so much and helps me continue sharing tips that can make a real difference. If you haven't already, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on more videos like this. Now let's dive in. 1. Dealing with light leaks. Have you ever experienced those little leaks that happen unexpectedly? Like when you laugh just a bit too hard, sneeze during allergy season, or move quickly to grab something. It's a reality many of us face as we get older, but it's not something most people openly talk about. At first, I thought it was just a fluke. It's no big deal, I'd say to myself. But over time, I noticed something I couldn't ignore. A faint, persistent odor that followed me, no matter how fresh I felt. What I didn't realize was that even the smallest amount of urine can soak into your clothes, especially your underwear. And if you're not careful, that moisture creates the perfect breeding ground for bacteria, which causes unwanted odors. Here's the thing. As we age, our sense of smell can fade a little, so we might not even notice the problem. But those around us likely do. I'll never forget a family gathering when my daughter-in-law casually mentioned that I should change my sweater because it smelled like my couch. I was mortified, but it was a wake-up call. So what's the solution? There's no need to overhaul your entire routine. Moisture-wicking underwear or thin incontinence liners can work wonders for this. They're comfortable, discreet, and blend seamlessly into your daily life. You'll feel so much fresher and confident. And let me tell you, the right product can give you peace of mind that's worth more than any fancy perfume. If you're still watching this, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a 1 in the comments if you find this useful, or let me know your thoughts. I'm here for all your questions. 2. Using the wrong soaps. For years, I believed that using super fragrant body washes was the key to staying fresh all day. Lavender, coconut, and ocean mist were staples on my bathroom shelf. If it smelled strong and left my skin squeaky clean, it had to be working, right? Well, it turns out I couldn't have been more wrong. As we get older, our skin changes. It becomes thinner, drier, and much more sensitive, particularly in intimate areas. The harsh, heavily perfumed soaps I loved were stripping away my skin's natural oils, leaving it vulnerable and irritated. And you know what happens next? Those irritating products created an environment where bacteria could thrive, and that's what led to odors. It wasn't until a doctor explained it to me that I really understood. She told me that, as we age, our skin needs gentler care, especially in sensitive spots. Her advice? Switch to mild, unscented soap or, in some cases, just warm water. At first, I was skeptical, but I decided to give it a try. I swapped out my fruity body wash for an unscented, hypoallergenic cleanser, and within just a week, I noticed a huge difference. My skin felt less irritated, and that musty smell I used to notice by midday was completely gone. It was a revelation. Sometimes, the secret to staying fresh isn't about adding more scent. It's about removing what's causing the problem in the first place. If you're still using those heavily scented soaps, take it from me, less is more. Your skin will thank you. Let me know in the comments if you've experienced anything similar. Drop a 2 if you're still with me and finding this advice helpful. I'd love to hear how you take care of your skin as you age. 3. Forgetting to change liners and pads regularly. Here's something I learned the hard way. If you use liners or pads, whether for light bladder leakage, postmenopausal changes, or just for extra comfort, don't forget to change them throughout the day. I used to put a liner on in the morning and forget about it, thinking that if it didn't feel soaked, I was good to go. But here's the catch. Even if a liner doesn't feel wet on the surface, it's still absorbing moisture. And that tiny bit of moisture can turn into a warm, moist environment where bacteria can grow, leading to odors. The truth is, it doesn't matter if it's not full yet. You should be changing your liner every few hours to avoid bacteria buildup. I know, it seems like a hassle, but trust me, your skin and your peace of mind will thank you. I also discovered reusable, washable liners which are not only gentler on my skin but also much better for my wallet in the long run. I started carrying a small pouch with a few extras so I could discreetly change during the day, whether I was out shopping or meeting friends. The difference was incredible. The sour smell was gone, and I felt fresher and more confident throughout the day. So, if you're still wearing the same liner from morning until bedtime, it's time to rethink that habit. Your skin deserves better, and you'll feel the difference when you prioritize hygiene over convenience. If you're still watching, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a 3 in the comments if this is helpful to you. Your feedback means so much. 4. Wearing synthetic underwear. I used to love wearing those cute, stretchy synthetic panties you find in every department store. They were affordable, didn't ride up, and came in all sorts of fun colors. But despite showering and changing frequently, I started to notice a damp, uncomfortable feeling, especially on warmer days. Worse yet, there was a faint, persistent odor that wouldn't go away, no matter what body spray I used. It wasn't until a doctor's appointment that I learned the culprit. Synthetic fabrics like polyester and nylon. While they may feel soft and look great, they don't allow your skin to breathe. Instead, they trap heat and moisture, creating an ideal environment for bacteria to thrive. This can make everything worse, especially if you're dealing with bladder leaks or dryness from aging. The solution was simple. Switch to cotton. At first, I wasn't convinced. Cotton seemed boring and old-fashioned. But I gave it a try, and I can't tell you how much better I felt. Cotton is naturally breathable, absorbs moisture, and lets air circulate, keeping everything dry and comfortable. I even found cotton underwear in fun, flattering styles, so I didn't have to sacrifice style for comfort. If you're still holding on to those synthetic panties because they're cheap or familiar, do yourself a favor and make the switch. Your skin, your nose, and your confidence will thank you for it. If you've tried switching to cotton or have any other tips, let me know in the comments by dropping a 4. I'd love to hear your experiences. 5. Not drinking enough water for years. For the longest time, I was under the impression that drinking less water was somehow a good idea. I thought that if I kept my water intake low, I'd avoid those inconvenient bathroom trips, especially when I was out and about. Less water equals fewer breaks, right? I thought I had it all figured out. As I got older, I started noticing that my bladder wasn't as strong as it used to be. The idea of needing to pee all the time was more of a bother than anything, so I convinced myself that cutting back on water was my solution. But man, did I have it wrong. I didn't realize that by not drinking enough, I was making things worse, not better. The first sign that I was doing something wrong came when I started noticing my urine becoming darker, almost a deep amber color. It didn't smell pleasant either, it was sharp and pungent. That was my body telling me something wasn't right. I'd never thought that dehydration could affect my hygiene so drastically. The more I drank, the more I noticed a change. My urine became lighter, and the smell completely disappeared. My skin even started looking brighter. My energy levels went up, and I felt better all around. I realized that drinking water wasn't just about quenching thirst. It helped my kidneys do their job, kept my system running smoothly, and, yes, helped me avoid any embarrassing odors. Now I'm more mindful of staying hydrated, and trust me, it's a game changer. 6. Sitting too long without freshening up. After I retired, my days slowed down. I'd settle into a comfortable chair with a book or settle in front of the TV for hours. Sometimes I'd wear my cozy nightgown all day. It felt nice to relax and take it easy after years of rushing around. But soon, I started to notice something wasn't quite right. When you spend too much time sitting still, especially in warm or snug clothes, you're creating an environment where moisture can build up. Sweat, oils, and other bodily fluids can hang out in those areas, and when you don't freshen up regularly, it can cause odors. At first, I didn't realize what was going on. I'd sit for hours and think nothing of it, but eventually, I noticed a faint, unpleasant smell. It wasn't obvious to others, but I could sense it, and it made me feel self-conscious. The wake-up call came when my granddaughter climbed into my lap one afternoon, wrinkled her nose and said, "Grandma, you smell like something wet." That hit me hard. I realized that I had let myself slip, and I needed to take action. Now, I make sure to break up my sitting time. I get up every hour to stretch or walk around for a bit. I also make sure to freshen up with a quick wash, just a minute or two with warm water and a soft cloth. These little changes have brought back my confidence, and I feel better about myself. It's not about vanity. It's about feeling good and dignified in your own skin. 7. Neglecting the laundry routine. Let's talk about laundry, specifically the clothes we wear around the house. Those comfy lounge pants, nightgowns, and underwear that you throw on every day because they feel familiar and cozy. I'll admit, I used to be a bit lax about washing these items. If something didn't have visible stains or a strong smell, I'd figure it was fine to wear again. Why add more laundry if I wasn't really leaving the house, right? But over time, I started noticing that even when my clothes didn't look dirty, they didn't smell as fresh as I expected. I'd put on a pair of lounge pants in the morning, and by midday, I could catch a faint odor. It wasn't enough to make me panic, but it was enough to make me feel uncomfortable. The problem was that, over time, sweat, oils, and even small leaks could cling to the fabric. If you're not washing things properly, even clean clothes can start to smell musty. I finally figured it out and changed my laundry routine. Now, I wash my intimate items separately, using hot water and adding a little white vinegar to neutralize odors. I also make sure everything is completely dried. Damp clothes can trap moisture and lead to that musty smell. Sure, it's a bit more work, but it's totally worth it. There's something satisfying about knowing that my clothes are truly clean and that I smell fresh all day long. What I came to realize is that the issue often lies in both the fabrics we wear and the hygiene habits we adopt. Experts in health and hygiene have pointed out that sweat, minor bladder leaks, and even the natural oils our skin produces can build up in our clothes, especially in materials like spandex or polyester. These fabrics don't breathe like cotton, which means they trap moisture and odor, making it even harder for your skin to stay fresh. The problem worsens if your laundry routine isn't thorough enough. Using mild detergents or washing in cold water may not fully remove bacteria or lingering smells. Even clothes that appear clean can start to develop a musty odor after a few hours of wear. This can quickly ruin the fresh feeling you expect after showering. I found myself wondering why I didn't feel quite as clean despite doing everything right, until I re-examined my laundry habits and realized how much of a difference they made. Now, I'm diligent about washing my underwear, loungewear, and nightgowns separately, always in hot water, and adding a splash of white vinegar to neutralize odors and kill bacteria. I make sure everything is completely dry before wearing it again because damp clothes can contribute to a musty smell. I never rewear clothes without washing them, no matter how clean they look. It's a bit more effort, but the payoff is worth it. I feel more confident knowing my clothes are clean and that I smell fresh. It's not just about hygiene. It's about how you feel in your skin. Trust me, investing a little more effort into your laundry routine will make all the difference. I'd love to hear from you. What's one takeaway you're excited to try out in your own routine? Maybe it's switching to cotton fabrics, changing your liners more often, or drinking that extra glass of water. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's inspire each other with our tips. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more practical, heartfelt advice specifically for seniors. Thanks for tuning in, and remember, it's never too late to feel confident and take care of your body with the dignity you deserve.